Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to dive right into the hidden science of the forest floor, exploring this surprisingly active, totally invisible network operating right outside your window. You know, we usually look at forests as just static scenery, right? But beneath the surface, there's this highly sophisticated ecosystem that is literally buzzing with activity.
Let me ask you something. What if trees could talk? I mean, for centuries, we viewed them as these solitary organisms, right? Just isolated pillars of wood and leaves. But what if they could actually communicate, warn their neighbors about danger, and get this, even funnel nutrients to feed their own offspring? It completely upends our traditional understanding of plant biology.
Honestly, the secret life of trees sounds a bit like science fiction, but this is the incredible reality of a hidden world that's been silently thriving beneath our feet for millions of years. It's this incredibly complex, ancient system that we're only just now beginning to truly understand.
Section 1. More than just wood. The daily work of a single tree.
Okay, so we all know the basics of a tree's daily labor. They absorb carbon dioxide, release life-supporting oxygen, and act as these massive structural pillars holding the soil together, all while their roots are constantly seeking out water and nutrients deep underground. To us, they look perfectly still, but biologically, they are massive, constantly working engines. A single mature tree works tirelessly, silently filtering the air we breathe and stabilizing the very ground we walk on.
But as you've probably guessed, capturing carbon and holding soil is literally just scratching the surface. That is truly only the beginning. The real magic, the true complexity of these ecosystems is happening entirely out of sight, in a bustling, dynamic world right below the dirt.
Moving on to Section 2, the underground internet, journey beneath the forest floor.
Welcome to the Wood Wide Web. Hidden beneath the forest floor, vast networks of tiny, thread-like fungi literally connect the root systems of entirely different trees. They forge a massive, decentralized underground communication system. This lets the forest share water and vital nutrients across incredible distances. Think of these networks as fiber optic cables for the forest, essentially turning isolated trees into a single, unified superorganism.
To actually see this network in action, imagine an insect attack on a single tree. That tree doesn't just suffer in isolation. Instead, it instantly pumps chemical distress signals down into its roots and out through that fungal network we just talked about. And incredibly, nearby trees receive this invisible SOS and immediately begin producing their own natural chemical defenses. They are literally arming themselves to repel the threat before the invading insects even show up. It's an astonishingly rapid and coordinated defense mechanism.
So it acts quite literally like a biological internet. But while the human-built internet relies on cables and servers to share data, nature's Wood Wide Web acts as a physical biological lifeline. It actively processes chemical warnings and shares survival resources, calculating needs and distributing life-saving compounds to keep the entire ecosystem secure. Pretty mind-blowing, right?
Which brings us to Section 3, how forests share and survive, the cooperative society of trees. Because this whole thing goes far beyond just sending out alarms. Scientists have discovered that older, massive mother trees actively use this fungal network to nurse their young, pumping nutrients directly to saplings that are struggling to survive in the dark shade of the canopy. And perhaps even more amazingly, healthy trees will actually share their food to keep dying tree stumps alive for years. They recognize that every connected member, even a decaying stump, helps sustain the broader network and the overall health of the soil ecosystem. This fundamentally flips our understanding of nature entirely on its head. The old, strictly Darwinian view painted forests as these purely competitive arenas, where every plant was locked in a ruthless, zero-sum battle for sunlight and water. But the new view? It reveals a brilliant cooperative society. By working together, allocating resources where they are needed most, the entire forest becomes infinitely stronger and way more resilient than any single tree standing alone.
Let's look at Section 4, why trees truly matter, the global impact of the network. All of this underground cooperation translates directly to our survival above ground. This massive, connected organism acts as Earth's life support system. It cools our expanding cities, serves as a vital carbon sink to pull greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, protects complex wildlife habitats, reduces the risk of catastrophic flooding, and, well, stands as one of our absolute greatest natural defenses against a rapidly changing climate. And the cooperative web beneath the soil makes all of this possible.
Ultimately, as you might guess, without trees, life on Earth would be very different. This invisible, interconnected web is quietly doing the heavy lifting to keep our entire planet habitable. Without these hidden, cooperative networks maintaining the resilience and health of our forests, life on Earth as we know it simply wouldn't exist.
So I want to leave you with this thought for the next time you take a walk in the woods. Are you just looking at a group of silent plants? Or are you walking over a brilliant living internet? It really is a highly sophisticated, communicating, and supportive community right beneath your feet. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious and keep exploring.